Hello everybody, Ian Robson here, and welcome to the edition of Coldborough Farm. Alright, what comes going on today? First of all, let's just turn this guy off. First of all, as you can see, we have our trusty rusty cultivator here. We're going to go ahead and cultivate this field. Oh, what's going on here? Is it a hard worker now or something? It doesn't like something. There we go. That was strange. Don't know what was going on there. Anyways, we're going to do a little bit of cultivating today. Let's just turn that off. And we'll leave that up, I guess. Anyways, so we're going to do cultivating today because we have our particular seeder. Where is it? This guy is not a no-till. So we're going to go ahead and cultivate our land first. So we can actually seed, which is the... There we go. So let's go ahead and get this started. Really? You wouldn't cultivate that? That's a bit strange. Let's put the diff locks on. There we go. Anyways, so we're going to do this episode. Well, partially, some of this, not all of this, I suppose, but some of it. And we also have a harvest going on as well at the same time. The funny thing is, all of our fields are they all need to be harvested all at the same time. So I would have to get a bigger harvester to get it done faster, or play a lot more off camera, one of the two. But for now, this will work. We'll do this for the time being, and we'll adjust accordingly. Can't go any faster than this, apparently. I don't think so. It's funny, you can actually see the tires moving a little bit at the front there, as if they're slipping a little bit. This particular cultivator does need... how much is it? I think it needs 290 or something like that. Somewhere in that range, and our tractor right here has 200, I think. 200 and... I think it's something in that range. 200, yeah, and the cultivator, I think, needs just under that, 190 maybe? 180. There we go. Thought so. Let's go ahead and cultivate this up, make it all nice and pretty. Actually, what we could do is we could just do the headland around the outside and then hire a worker. Did I really miss that? How come that didn't cultivate? I missed a little tiny bit, apparently. We're just trying to make sure we get the ends here, and that's really the big part for a lot of it, just because if you plant a different crop, it looks terrible, because you end up getting like bits and... Yeah, I'm totally driving right over that, but it's not getting plowed under. Weird. Or cultivated. That's strange. Something I don't do very often, so I thought I'd do a little bit of cultivate. I don't know how much of this I will do, but I figured I'd do a little bit of it. But it's kind of cool to see how it changes a little bit as you go up and down the fields in terms of driving and whatnot, because it does change a little bit. So like right now we're going downhill, so we're actually going a bit faster than I want to go, but it's still kind of cool. Oh, that looks awesome. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. If you look down here, that looks so cool. Where is that? That's one of the other tree areas. That's too cool. Looking down like that, that's really cool. Yeah, because all these trees, you can all cut them down. I don't have a chainsaw, but that's really neat. It looks really cool from up there, at least. As you look down, you're kind of like up here, and you look down the forest. It's too bad there's not grass down there, because it would actually look kind of cool if there's a bit of grass patches all over the place, but that's nice. It's funny, this map is so picturesque. It's one of the things I've noticed about this map. One of the more picturesque maps around. At least in my opinion. I've seen a couple other ones that are nice as well, but not nearly as nice as this one. I noticed also that Daggerwin, he was one of the English guys I follow on YouTube, and I watch his videos every now and then. He actually picked up a new farm called Thistletown Farm, I think it is. Looks like a really nice farm. I think it's based in Scotland, I believe. If memory serves, this Thistle Scotland's flower, so that's kind of cool actually, if you ask me at least. So it's kind of, it kind of looks like this farm a little bit. Well, it reminds me of this farm. It looks very nice. The fields, I believe, if memory serves, they're all like fairly square for the most part. But all in all, nice looking farm. Anyways, let's go deal with that. Oops. Let's go deal with the other guy. Here he is. I bet that combine's just sitting there. Yep, he is. Actually, you know what I should show you? Where is it? It's just up there. Let me show you this other weight. OEB came out with another weight not too long ago. I think this one's still cooler, but this one's kind of interesting to see. Let me just show it to you guys here. Where is it? Down there. Reset. I'm just going to go pick it up real quick, because this will just be up here. But it's kind of a cool looking weight, actually. It's they call it a bumper weight. So the idea is you can bump the bales with it and stuff like that. I believe that there's also lights on the end of it, so you can see the either end of it relatively easily. And where is it here? Because this is a lighter tractor, it might be a nice idea to have a weight on it. Where the heck is it? Oh, it is right there. Yeah, that's the right way. Just hard to tell. It's right stuck in the grass there. Let's see, can I actually hook it up from this ridiculous angle? Oh, apparently I can. There it is. So that's the OEB bumper weight there. Oops. As you can see, it's very reflective, and you have, I think there's little lights on the end there. Let's see if I can turn these lights on. There we go. Ah, there you go. So they do have lights on the edge there, and they have, do they actually indicate? That would be kind of interesting if it does. Can I select my tractor? No, it's not going to let me select the tractor for whatever reason. Either implement, but not the tractor. Anyways, that's the bumper weight. Kind of a nifty little weight there. Kind of gives you that you can lower it, of course, and all that jazz. I believe. Let's turn these lights off here. I believe it weighs 1,500 kilograms, pounds. Could be either. Oh, doesn't even say. Maybe it does in the shop. I thought it was. Nope. I know it weighs a little bit, but I don't know how much it actually is, so. Anyways, that's the new, well, it's relatively new, not super new, but newer, let's say that. Let's go around this way here. But yeah, that's one of the OEB weights that came out. I still like the other one a bit better, but this one's kind of nice because if you want to, if you're working with bales, for example, or if you want like a, if you want to weight on the back of a front loader, that's kind of a nice option. Because then you can just slide the bales out of the way if you need to. It's a bumper plus a weight, which is kind of cool. So if you're like me and you're terrible at maneuvering sometimes, having a bumper weight can be pretty nice to make your life a wee bit easier. So it's kind of cool. I'm not sure if it's definitely, in my opinion, it's definitely more for a. Let's just. Oops, I wanted this. Stop doing unloading. Good. In my opinion, it's maybe not as versatile as the adjustable, but there we go. But it is still pretty cool, if you ask me. Let's go forward just a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, all in all, pretty nice little weight. It looks slick, maybe a bit shiny for my liking, but it will do the job. That's for sure. A lot of people have been playing on the OEB map, Old Ridge Farm. Seems to be a pretty popular hit amongst a lot of people. A lot of people are really enjoying themselves there. One of the cool mods that they brought out as well is it a miscellaneous? Yeah, it is. It's an animal trailer right here. The cool thing about this is it actually takes beef, pigs, and sheep, lambs. But it only show which ones you can take on the map you're using. So some maps only allow certain things. So this map doesn't have any of that. So that's the reason why it doesn't show anything. But if it could, like if it was able to use a certain if we had a certain animal on this farm, you'd be able to see that there. Perfect. Let's go empty this out while we're here. Gotta remember to stay out of cab. It's such a habit to go into cab. Someone challenged, when I was doing the live stream the other day, someone challenged me to say, hey, can you do the whole live stream in cab? And I'm like, yeah, that wouldn't be that difficult to do that, but the problem is you get a very limited view. You don't get to see this beautiful countryside around here, because it's just, look at it. It's lovely. All around this map's a really nice, picturesque map. For whatever reason, though, it's one of those. It's a funny thing. I really like the look of the map, but in terms of playing on it, it's fun to play on, but it doesn't. It's not 100% my thing. For whatever reason, I just happen to notice that. I like the way it looks. It looks gorgeous, but in terms of like, it's not my go-to map. Let's say that for me personally. Is it for you guys? Let me know if it is in the comments. If it's your go-to map, let me know. I'd be curious. Because everyone's got different tastes and whatnot, so I don't even know what we have in here. What is this? Barley? That's barley there, I believe. Oh, that's quite a big turning range in comparison to the case. It seems, at least. All right. Let's see if we can't do this. Yeah, but it's quite a big turning radius in comparison to the case, or it seems at least. Oh, there we go, perfect. This is a much better choice apparently. I don't know, maybe because it's just a smaller tractor and the turning radius is a bit better for it, but I don't know. I could technically, on the new map that's coming out, or the new version of this map, apparently there's going to be like, instead of having individual spots like this, there's going to be, I think it's right here, but there's like a main drop-off point, and you just go right there, as opposed to doing what I have to do here. But it's not too bad. Oh yeah, that's quite a much better. No wonder I was having so much trouble. It was just the tractor I was using. Jeez. Obviously, the case isn't made for a British-styled map, and this one seems to work a lot better for one. So, good to know. It's always the case. You have to use the right tool for the right job, or the right tool for the job, I guess. And apparently, the case just isn't that tool. Not for this map, at least. All right, let's put the parking brake on there. Make sure we don't slide around or anything. Let's check on the case. How's he doing? He's doing not too bad. One of the things that's going to be interesting is this is well, this particular version is the dev version 0.0089, and what's going to be interesting is with newer releases of it, it's hopefully they're trying to get rid of like this type of stuff here. So like, you know, with Auto Tractor, I believe it is, it'll actually get rid of that completely, but with Courseplay it doesn't do that. So what they're trying to do is trying to make it so you do get all the corners, but that's a work in progress at the moment. They haven't figured it out yet, but they're working on it. So it's interesting to see what they're actually doing with it. So is he going up and down the field now? Yes, he is indeed. Oh, he's actually 50%. We better unload him quickly then, because if we let him get past that, it's going to be ridiculous. Someone left a comment a while back saying what the actual name of it when you plant trees and do when you do farming in between them. It's called agroforestry apparently. Didn't know it was an actual thing. I thought it was something Daggerwin. Shoot. I thought it was something Daggerwin just made up, or was trying to do, but no. It's an actual thing in real life. I don't know what the purpose of it is in real life. If you know what the purpose is in real life, let me know. I'd be kind of curious to know what the reason was for it, what the reason is for it, I should say, because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me yet. But you're gonna reach 100% before you get to the end, aren't you? Maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, so let me know what the reason is, or what the purpose of doing the agroforestry stuff is. Is it just to add a little bit of, I don't know. I can't even, maybe to break the wind or something like that. Like, as a, like, because for example, a lot of times when you see like bushes around the edge of the fields, they're actually meant as a windbreak, in order to reduce erosion. But maybe it's the same thing with the agroforest stuff. I don't know. Let me know if that is the case. It might be. If you know the actual reason, let me know. Alright, here. Is this gonna go turn around in a second here? I have a feeling he's going to. He's going up and down the field now, so. There we go. Let's get turned around here. As he is going to turn around, I suspect, soon too. There we go. Well, you kind of missed that turn, buddy, but... Oh, really? Just lowered your header and got just enough so you're at 100%. Terrible. Oh well. It's funny, if you actually drive the combine yourself, it's not too bad, but you can actually, like, what is it, micromanage the trailer a little bit. And it seems to work well. It's not doing too bad. It's missing a little bits. Nothing that can't be dealt with. Interestingly enough, with Courseplay, what it does is you can set it so it's always uses four-wheel drive. So like that, for example. And then what actually happens is, if it starts to get stuck, it'll actually put the differential locks on steadily, and then if it gets unstuck, it'll take them off, which is kind of interesting. So like, let's say as this particular cultivator is going up the field, what will happen is, let's say it can't get up to the top of the field there, it'll actually put the diff locks on. So like here, it's not, doesn't seem to have a problem, but if it was a really stiff hill, or really tall hill or whatever, it would stiffen up the differential. Well, it's stiffen up, lock the differential, and it would actually be able to get up the hill, which is kind of cool. So that's what Courseplay does with the drive control mod now. I'm happy it's integrated into it though too, because if it weren't integrated into Courseplay, it would be kind of interesting to see what would actually happen. There are still some problems in terms of speed and whatnot, but it's definitely gotten better since the very first release. So right now the official release is like 4.0.0, I think it is, something like that. I think that's what the original number is, but not 100%. 30%. So the one problem is, it's just such a funny little farm, because like if you look at the map, like we have this little tiny combine, and it's like we really need to get. It's like it doesn't, like some places on the farm you need the small combine, other places you need the big combine. So it's really strange how it's kind of like you either can struggle with a larger combine or have it easy with a small combine. That's what it seems like, at least. But it's kind of up to you to decide how you want to play. Well, it's always the case, but it's just interesting to see how they have decided to do it. That's what I'm getting at. Because there are some maps where it's like you either have to use. I think Spring Hill Valley was like this too, where you could use larger equipment, but you had to like finicky around with it. It's like all like get finicky and get around some of the turns and whatnot was a little more difficult, but you could do it. This farm kind of feels like that too, where you can use bigger equipment, but you're going to run into problems around some turns. I actually ran into the same sort of problem when I was playing Euro Truck. I was pulling a mining truck, and the mining truck was actually too large for a lot of the on-ramps and off-ramps, so you just got stuck, and it ended up being not fun. I was on TeamSpeak at the time, and Farmer Beavis was like, "Ian, you should record that." And I was like, "No, I think it's just going to be a lot of frustration." And he was right. I was right. In the end, it was a lot of frustration in the end, because it was just what happened was I ended up dealing with a lot of like silly off-ramps and on-ramps, and because the truck I was using, it made it even more difficult as well. Because apparently, if you use a big Peterbilt 389, take a mining truck up an off-ramp, that's too wide, that's too small already. It's not a good combination. So I found out, at least. Alright. See if we can't do this. Oh. I have a feeling that the combine stopped. Yep. I guess a minute's away. Somehow. Oh, probably what happened was it started unloading and then it just stopped. Whatever. One of the nice things that the map maker did in this particular field is that this tree is actually it's there and it looks nice, but you can actually drive through it. I discovered. See, it's kind of a nice addition. So like, this is where I like when people take the consideration to like, you know, put a tree there because it looks good, it looks cool in the field. But if you want to avoid it, you can. If you don't want to avoid it, you don't have to. Which is, I like. That's the way I like maps to be built. Like have the option to do one or the other. Not well. So you have both, which is kind of cool. Yeah, that's the OAB weight. It's not too bad actually. I like the lights on the end. The lights on the end are kind of cool because on this end it's a red light. On that end it's a white light. And I think it weighs 1,500 kilograms. I think that's what it is at least. I have to double check. No, maybe it's not 1,500 kilograms. Maybe it's less than that. That seems a bit heavy. 1,500 kilograms? Oh well. Anyways, but you can use it as a weight as well. So this is a front loader tractor, but we also have this guy right here. Like for this guy, it might be good for maybe the front, although I don't know how that would work on the front. Let's check our cows. How are they doing? They need some TMR. We don't have any potatoes. We can't give them silage yet, I don't think. No, it's still not fermented. Not yet. I bet, do I have withering on or off? Yeah, I have withering on. That's probably why I haven't progressed time yet. I'm so paranoid that if I progress time, I'm going to have all the fields just wither at the same time. I could just turn it off. I think I might do that next time around. But yeah, that's that placeable heap. I like the way it looks. They did a good job with that. It's strange, I actually saw a mod the other day on this. It was a, I don't even call it. It looked like a snowblower, essentially. Like a front-mounted PTO hookup snowblower. And the funny thing was that basically it would just pick up stuff from like a bunker like this and snowblow it into a trailer. It was pretty funny, if you ask me at least. Alright, we do need to fertilize. Do we have any? We have a little bit of manure. A little bit of liquid manure, but not enough. That's the problem I always run into with manure and liquid manure is that you always have some, but never enough. So like I could fertilize part of a field, maybe, but not a full field. That's how I always that's what always ends up happening for me at least. It's like you can do some of one, but not all of it. So it's unfortunate, but it is the way it is. He's gonna fill up before he gets to the end of this pass. I know that for sure. Wow, let's just see. Let's just see. His lights haven't gone on yet, so that means he's not at 80%. So all in due time. All right, let's see what's he gonna do. He's gonna get to the end. Yeah. So hopefully with the new versions of Courseplay, it won't miss stuff like that. Oh, he's at 80%. This is good. And the problem is, one of the weird things I found with Courseplay is if it doesn't fully unload and your trailer gets full beforehand, what actually happens is kind of strange. It will the combine will just stop and wait there. So like this will happen this time, I'm sure of this. So like if I drive up here and the combine starts unloading, for example, it's going to stop. Oops. Just coasted just a little bit too much. So it's going to. So this trailer is probably going to be. Maybe not. We'll see. What normally happens, like let's say if this combine doesn't fully unload, it'll just stay here with the pipe out, waiting for it to be fully unloaded before it continues on again. If you have Stopped during unloaded, activated. That's what I noticed at least. Kind of interesting, kind of annoying. But that's the way it works, so. Alright. Yeah, so if I were to wait till next time, then it would do what I'm talking about. But for now, it's not going to do it because it is not full. Oh well. Alright, let's unload this guy right here and go from there. Excellent. Yeah, this guy's struggling a little bit now on these hills, but not crazy. Well, it's pretty slow. 12 kilometers an hour. Slow enough. Alright, yep, that is the turn there. I had to double check there, I wasn't 100% sure. Alright, now let's see. So, like, if for some of these areas, it really depends on the tractor you're going to use, I've discovered. As I mentioned before. So, like, with the case, it wasn't able to make that turn. But this guy apparently is relatively, well, much easier than the case was. And, oh, there we go. Perfect. Just the way it works out, so. Ah, well. Anyways, folks, I'm going to leave it there for the time being. I think next episode we'll come back and work on something else. So for now, my name is Ian Robson. This has been Cold Borough Farm, and I'll catch you guys later.